Hello again, I am your Bob and welcome back to Felsbrunn Farm. It is a bit of a cloudy start to the morning, as you can see. Clouds are rolling in a little bit. Moon still hasn't quite gone down yet. It is lowering its way down. Sun just creeping up over the hills in the distance there. And we have some baling to get done today. I've also installed those latest mods, so we can now have a look at the Flegel bale trailer, see how much it's going to cost us. It's 16 grand and we are 37 euros short. That is really short. I think what I might possibly do is, after we've tried it out, I might possibly sell that to raise the little bit of extra cash we need to be able to buy the trailer. Plus, now the fact that we have a baler, we can also now try out the technique of baling a field that we do a contract on, and see if we can actually make some money, on the straw bales. There's a kind of a side bit of action on those quests and those missions. Let me just actually see what we're looking at in terms of harvesting jobs at the moment, just out of curiosity. We're not going to do one yet, but you see we've got a couple here. There's a wheat harvest there. There is a canola harvest there, a barley harvest there. Oh wow, look at that. We're getting given 2 cotton harvesters. That's interesting. I think I've ever seen 2 harvesters ever supplied before. Now, if we were to do that and run a worker on one, our payout would be much less for the worker costs, but that's kind of interesting to see a contract with 2 harvesters offered. Very strange. Okay. See, there we go. There's another one there that's just a single harvester, but interesting. Very interesting indeed. It's kind of taken me a little bit by surprise. You can see we've got a mowing contract here as well. And then we have to dry it by tethering it, and then bale it, and then take the bales to the barn. So that's a multi-stage contract. Which one is field 30? Just out of interest. Where is it? That's there. So it's not too big a field. And where is the barn? I see the barn's on the opposite side. It's over there by the dealership. Okay, so we have the possibility of being able to try and bale on one of those missions. That's kind of cool. I like that idea. We'll give that a try at some point in the future. I'm just going to switch my wheel type over from skinnies to something a little bit more durable. So let's customize. That's interesting. Look, we have to pay for the rear twins, but rear narrows we don't have to pay for. We didn't have to pay for the standard narrows either. We do have to pay for full twin wheels. Obviously, we had standard as an option. Wides, narrows. Some interesting. I mean, that's what we bought ours with the wides. So yeah, there's a few wheel options that were given to us for free when we purchased this, but we do still have to pay for some others. Okay. Right, let's get our baler hooked up. It's been so long since I've used the roll belt. It's been a while since I've done round bales in general, but this particular baler, it's been an eternity since I've used this. Well over a year, if not longer, I would say. I've always tended to go for, if I'm going to do round bales, the Kuhn round bale baler with wrapper, or maybe I can hear the thing, it's just started firing up. Now that I'd turn the baler on, you can hear the engine revving. So either the Kuhn round baler with wrapper, or generally a modded little Kuhn round baler. Yeah, I never used the New Holland one really all that often. but it's pretty cheap. It's certainly the cheapest of the balers that's available. It was the only one we could really afford. And it's not a bad baler. Let's just pull off the field a little bit into a clear area. There we go. Finish this little pass off, and I'm curious to see how the round bale physics behave. See if they've changed a little bit, if the bales are less susceptible to rolling, or if they're a little bit easier to stack. I get the feeling that probably nothing has changed, but you know, we can live in hope, can't we? That maybe baling will be a little bit better this time around, that the bales won't immediately, you know, make a run for the border the second they hit the floor. So we should hopefully get a decent number of bales off this. There's not really any point in us keeping them, I think. It's probably going to be better to just sell them. We'll see how that goes. Right, we've got a bit of a slope here. Look what happens when we release the bale. Is it going to make a break for cover? Not yet. It's not that big of a slope. It's not really probably the best location to test. We have got what looks to be a bit more of a severe slope on the other field. Certainly on the other side of the field. You can see it's looking a little bit more severe over there. What's my cruise control at 6? Let's change that. 10. Actually, let's go to 12. We can bale at 12 miles an hour. There we go. And I want to see as well. There was a big rumour floating around that I never ever saw. You know, either I never saw it addressed by Giants as to whether or not workers could bale a field. Let's try. Nothing's happening. Absolutely nothing is happening. So yeah, it appears as though workers will not bale a field. Which is entirely what I expected. I mean, the Giants AI is hokey at the best of times, and outright unusable at other times. You know, so you know, just doing simple things. I was messing around on my sort of test ranch on Ravenport last night, and I was using an 8R, John Deere 8R with twin wheels and a Horsch Joker cultivator, and every time he got to the end of a pass, the worker would try and turn, and then he couldn't turn far enough, so he would then try and back up a bit, and then just got stuck in a reversing loop and just reversed in a circle endlessly until I took over and fired him and repositioned the tractor myself. And it was the same on every single pass, up or down the field. It didn't make a difference. Just get stuck in this weird reversing loop. So yeah, with AI that is unreliable like that, would you really expect them to be able to bale a field? It would have been nice, but it ain't going to happen. Right. I'm going to zoom ahead a little bit. If you're a betting man, place your bets now as to how many bales we'll create on this field. And in total, because we do still have a second field to do after this as well. And we'll see how close you get. So, one thing I have noticed about the baler, and I'm not sure if this is new, because I honestly don't think I ever tested this on Farming Sim 17, but the baler actually seems to work in reverse. So let's pull away from that baler a little bit. I'll show you what I mean. If I lift up the pickup, just pull forward a little bit, and then drive backwards, it will actually pick up in reverse. Now, I don't remember that ever being a thing in Farming Sim 17, and I don't know if that's intentional or just one of those weird things. I don't know if it works with the square baler. or the other round baler. But with this baler, I can actually bale backwards. So if you overshoot when you're exiting a bale, you do, like that, you do kind of have the opportunity to potentially kind of, obviously you're going to push the baler out the way, but you do have that opportunity there to kind of roll back a little bit. And that's the first bale there that has tried rolling after we've dropped it, simply because we just kind of climbed on top of it. And it's not rolling that fast at the moment. It might pick up speed. I'm hoping it's going to kind of stay still or come to a stop. It's still rolling at the moment. But no other bales have misbehaved at all yet. They're all just nice and static. That one's not going to stop, is it? What happens if I stand in front of it? Nope. Yeah, that's not stopping it. Okay. Oh, the other one's off now. So we are still going to have runaway bales. It just looks as though it's going to be a much slower process than we're used to seeing. And they're really slowly just... It's like they're trying to sneak away when no one's looking. If we move really slowly, he won't notice we're making a run for the border. I see you, bales. I see what you're up to. So, yeah, and no massively fast runaway bales yet. Oops, gone way too far there. But you can now bale in reverse, which is a bit of an oddity. Wasn't expecting that at all. I didn't realise just how many bales I was going to get off this field. There's loads of them. All the way along here, it's just this massive amount of bales. I didn't think we were going to get this much. I really didn't. And I'm slightly concerned now about just how many I'm going to have to clear away and load onto a trailer to sell. I might not bale the second field at this rate. It depends how much money I make, I suppose. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I mean, look, I've still got all these rows here to do. And look how many bales I've got dotted around on the field so far. All the way down the field like this. It's a lot more than I was expecting. I still don't know exactly how many. I haven't looked. I haven't tried counting. Obviously, I can check my statistics, but I want to wait until I've finished this field before I get a final count, but it's a lot. Yeah, this is going to take time because we don't have auto load anymore. So I'm going to have to load all these bales manually. That means, you know, I can get 30 on a trailer. That's going to be multiple trailers, and you know, in terms of a trip to the barn to sell the bales, plus the time involved in actually loading those trailers as well, keeping those bales controlled and not letting them roll all over the place. This is going to be a very time-consuming job today, I think. So I don't know if we're actually going to be able to get our planting started today. That might now have to wait until tomorrow. Gone way too far again, look. Spin around. Yeah, that's a lot of round bales to deal with. Right. Off we go again. I'll see you when this field is done, and we'll tally up and see just how many we've got to deal with. Alright, we are just about done on this field, just this last line of straw here. go. This won't be enough for a full bale, I don't think. So I might nick a little bit off the next field just to finish this bale off. Yeah, we're going to need an extra 1,000 litres. Hopefully this little clump here will provide a good chunk of that. There we go. So, just how many bales have we actually created? Let's find out. So, statistics. Bales. Oh, 70. 70 bales. That is a lot for a field that's not that big, really, when you think about it. That one field there, 70 bales. I guess we better go get ourselves a bale trailer. This is definitely something. In fact, actually, I think the New Holland might be better for this. It has a little bit more power, you know, an extra 25 horsepower over our fence. So let's leave that there for a second. Let's jump over to the garage over here. We need to detach the forks, possibly. No, we can leave those on in case I accidentally drop a bale. Let's try out this new bale grab. We're going to go and take 2 bales off the field and try and sell them. See how much money we get. There we go. I also want to check out the bale spiky stuff as well. I'm wondering if the bale spike might be better for round bales than the the pallet forks that we have at the moment. So let's see. I could try a bale grab, but I tend to find when you're trying to stack bales, those things are quite awkward and cumbersome to use. Yeah, we'll need a spike, I think. So, let's drop off the forks. In fact, actually we can drop the forks off here in front of all of our pallets so we don't lose them. Oh, that's weird. Oh, no, wait. That's why. Oh, no. That's better. Okay, so let's try and load bales like this. I'm assuming, because I've never used anything like this before, I'm assuming that all I need to do is just drive up to the bale and let it slide in and slot in. Let's see, is that going to be the case? Yeah, so far. Let's move over to the next one. In fact, let's get that rogue bale that's off the field. We didn't have any bales escape the field apart from this one that we actually dropped off here at the beginning. So, despite having a couple of bales that made a very slow break for it, they never actually left the field, which is kind of good. So we'll drop that down. Don't flip the bale up. There we go. There we go. That's actually kind of cool. I like that. That's actually really kind of cool. Hopefully they'll stay put. They won't slide around too much. Right, I need to figure out where to sell these, so... Right button, there we go. Now, the obvious choice would be to sell them at the barn, but there might be more than one location. No, there isn't. It's the barn. I don't think we can sell these at the BGA either. From what I understand, you have to have access to the BGA to at least be able to dump stuff there. In terms of selling stuff, I'm not too sure. Now, the BGA is pretty close. As you can see, it's just down the road here. So we'll... where is the barn? Oh, it's down there by the animal dealership. We'll try and see if we can actually sell these bales at the BGA. See if they give us a price. And also to see whether or not they still produce digestate. And if they do, at least we know. And then we can take... take a trip over to the store, buy the trailer and the spike, load those up, and take those over to the barn, and try and sell it sort of in bulk, en masse kind of thing. So let's make our way over to the BGA and see how we get on. Do I have straps on the forks? For a second, I just want to check. No tethers. Can't strap the bales down, so I just need to be careful I don't, crash into something, because those bales will go flying. Also, probably want to be a little bit careful on some of the tighter corners as well, that they don't try and fly out the back. I do like this drive down here. It's such a nice road to drive on, and the fact that there's no traffic means it's always completely unspoilt or uninterrupted by having to swerve around vehicles or risk a head-on collision as you go around a blind corner. Okay, so here's the BGA coming up on the left. We've driven past this a few times, but we haven't been in here yet, so this could be interesting. Oh, this is the petrol station. This isn't the BGA. Okay. There's the BGA. Literally just the other side of the fence. I've come the wrong side, haven't I? This is just the storage tanks. Okay, can I can I drive around and come back out on the other side? Oh, that camera collision mod needs to hurry up. Yes, we can. Here we go. We can come out the other side. Is that our digestate point just there? Let's get the help menu on. Or is that just a bit of scenery? I wonder. I don't think these are going to reach, don't get stuck. Maybe I can just sell in the checkbox. Let's see. I keep pressing forward instead of backwards on the accelerator. Nope. Okay. Let's try. This is a bit risky. Can I hook this up? to my forklift arms. To my front loader arms, I wonder. No. I can load to my front. But I can't then do anything with it. Okay, so if I detach that. Get the arms up. This is why now I wish I kind of had my pallet forks with me. Can I kind of lift this up using what I've got? Not really. Okay, so we'll just take these to the barn then. It's going to be much easier than trying to faff around over here. We can pick up some spikes and we can perhaps try again a little bit later. Come down with a bale or two on a spike and try and dump them in there. So we'll get lowered, I hope. Why won't it lower? Controls are broken. Oh, what? Okay, well, somehow they seem to have hooked on. That's weird. We've kind of glitched. I think we've kind of glitched this out a little bit. We're taking out signposts. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, we may as well carry on like this. The barn isn't too far down the road. Just have to be careful as we try and go past this car. God knows what else we could do like this. It's just a little bit mental. Oh dear. I'm just looking for a quick and easy cut through as well to the dealership, and I can't see one until we actually get right on top of it. So I guess we'll just continue on down the road like this. I don't really want to move anything at the moment. I don't want to move the arms or anything. I don't want to break this kind of magical towing that we have going on here, because I get the feeling that, you know, there's every chance. Oh, we've got jumping bales now. Oh, that was a big crash. I just get the feeling that, you know, if we just try and move something slightly, we could just cause the bales to freak out and go flying all over the place. And I don't want to have to try and track them down, especially with all these fields in the way, or rivers for that matter. You can drown your equipment in certain places. I have managed to drown my tractor in a couple of places on some of the maps, like Ravenport. I drove into the sea by mistake in my John Deere Gator, and that flooded it, and had to have that reset. I also, my horse just teleported back once I got into the sea on Ravenport as well. Teleported back to the paddock. We might have missed a potential turn off there. Never mind. We'll turn off just here. And Antsy Lapacho. I drowned in the river on Antsy Lapacho as well. Whoa! What is? Freaky bale stuff. Yeah, I got stuck in the river and drowned my pickup on Antsy Lapacho. So it is still possible. I think certain areas, though, it's protected to stop you. I have managed to drive my tractor in that waterfall, complete with trailers attached to it as well, on this map, and still not crashed. But maybe further down the road, it would be a little bit deeper, and certainly when you get out to sea. I'm wondering if the the shade of the colour. You see, it's very dark for the sea, and then it's a much lighter blue everywhere else. And I'm wondering if that maybe indicates areas where you won't drown versus areas where you will, if that makes sense. Right, so this is the dealership, so the barn is below us. Oh god, we're wedged. Ah, we can't get over the step. Seriously? Oh, there we go. I now we've got levitating bales. I twisted the angle a little bit. Now we have levitating bales. This is just insane. I think I might have gone to the wrong box here. No, this is the barn. So, in theory, there we go. We sold the bales. €706 for the 2 bales. This is fun, but it's also not ideal. And at the same time as having a front loader installed, the controls seem to be a little bit shared, which is not ideal either. So we're going to get rid of that. We're going to replace it. We're going to grab the bale trailer. We're going to get some spikes and just get the hell out of this craziness. Load up the rest of those bales, those other 68 bales. We'll load them up. We'll bring them down here. We'll probably swing by and try and sell a couple at the BGA using a bale spike to drop them into the mixing trough and see how we get on. So I'll see you back at the farm once we've picked up our equipment. Now this is interesting. We know it as being that trailer with the sidewalls. It says 16 grand. We go in and it's got the extension, which is an extra 1,500. So it's a little misleading. It's actually 17,500. But this is the interesting thing. We can take them off, and you can now have a proper flatbed version of this. That's kind of cool. So that'll make it easier for square bales, for definite. And it'll be good for a lot of, if you need to transport a lot of pallets as well, or a ton of wool, this would be a great trailer for that. So obviously we're going to take the extensions because that's going to make it easier to balance the round bales, stop them rolling off the ends as we're placing them. But yeah, I actually like the little changes that they've made to that trailer for this 19 update. That's kind of cool. So I'm going to get them back to the farm and start loading some bales. Right, let's see if we can actually get these bales stacked on relatively easily. It's been a long time since I've done any stacking of round bales. Square bales are relatively easy and straightforward to stack. Round bales have always been a bit tricky and a bit tough, and I'm not sure. I'm trying to remember which spikes it was, whether it was these ones or whether it was I think it was the CSZ pack spikes that I used to use for stacking round bales. I just found them a bit more user friendly when it came to double stacking, like what I'm about to try and do now. But at some point, I first sort of practiced this technique using the standard stole spikes. Oh, of course I've nudged that bale now, haven't I? So it is possible to do it with these spikes. It's probably a little bit easier with spikes. They're slightly better in terms of their spacing. I might need to drop the first bale a touch. Oops. And reposition the spike. I'll see if I can do it like this. So the basic premise, to make for slightly easier stacking, I need to lift that bale up slightly. Try and get alongside. This is not going well. Alright, let's try this again. now that I've got them kind of lined up. Oh, that one's fallen off completely, and now it's fallen over. Disastrous start to my attempt. Let's try and grab one this way. Maybe this is going to be a bit easier. Let me zoom in a bit as well. This isn't necessarily quicker at first. Once you get used to the technique, it's quicker. And it's also a lot easier for stacking bales in general, I've found. Go on, slide on. There we go. Oh, now that one's fallen off. That one was the most secure of the two bales. That one shouldn't have fallen off at all. Now I remember why I kind of switched to square bales when it came to stacking. I used to do quite a lot of round baling when I first started playing FS17, especially when the Coon pack came out. I started round baling all the time as opposed to square baling. But I got frustrated with bales constantly rolling down the hills and getting stuck in hedgerows, and just kind of switched over to square baling and haven't really looked back since then. Like every now and again I'll do some stuff with round bales, but it's generally only for silage. See, that bale's not even on properly. I don't remember it ever being this fiddly. I think the last time I did any kind of round bale stacking like this was back on American Midwest. Again, it was silage bales that I'd stacked up at the side of the field, and I would double stack them like this, but I'm pretty sure I was using the CSZ pack. This is not working out at all well. I think I'm going to have to do these one at a time. So let's drop those down there. These spikes are just too close together for it to be easy like this. So instead, let's do it just one bale at a time. There we go. That was much easier. Yeah, so hopefully the CSZ pack will come back. There were a lot of mods in that pack that I just never used, a lot of different attachments, but there were some that I just always used. It became my kind of go-to pack for you know, things like buckets and forks and stuff, in terms of like manure forks. And round bale spikes. Not so much pallet forks. I found the pallet forks very difficult to use. They were too thin and spindly, too narrow as well in terms of their positioning, and pallets used to fly off those things all the time. But you know, the bale spikes I found to be very good. There we go. So let's strap those ones down and let's start working on getting this trailer loaded. This is going to take me quite a while to do, so I'll keep an eye on the clock. What I might well do is I might slow time down to real time for this, just because otherwise it's going to take me an eternity to get this done, and it's going to be dark by the time I finish stacking this field. So let's do that now. Actually, let's change time to real time. It's been so long, I need to get back into practice of round bale stacking. And I'm also, just for a little bit of ease, I'm going to turn stop and go braking back on as well, just so I can speed up my repositioning a little bit. Right. Oh. Thought that bale was on. There we go. Oh, come on. Stay on the trailer. There we go. Right. Next bale. Yeah, I'm going to jump ahead, so I'll see you in a bit once I've made some real progress on this trailer. So it has taken me, in total, to do the entire trailer, at least an hour, I would say. Certainly since I switched over to real time, it's taken me about 50 minutes or so to get the rest of the trailer done. And if you think of all the faffing around I had at the start as well, that probably added in nearly 10 minutes. So yeah, about an hour or so, I would say, to fully load this trailer like this. I may be pushing my luck by going 3 stacks high. And the belt placement is bad. As you can see, I've got quite a few unsecured bales on this, so I'm a little concerned. But hopefully, as long as we're careful, we should be alright. So I will not be bombing down the mountain pass at full speed, because that's just asking for A, me to tip over, and B, the bales that aren't secured to go flying everywhere. We are going to spike this loose one here and take this with us, because we're going to make a quick stop at the BGA on the way. And also, while I was loading about halfway down the top stack, the trailer did start to move ever so slightly and just start rolling very slowly down the hill like that. You can see it's actually moving towards me right now. Very disconcerting when I saw that start to happen, but it's been okay. So yeah, this, as I say, probably not my smartest idea to go with 3 high, but it's going to take me so long to deliver these bales that I figured, you know, if I can cut down the number of trips, that might be helpful. So I've got to be really careful with speeds. I'm going to stay zoomed out as well, so I can actually keep an eye on the stacks. Watch out for any bales that are trying to fall off. Of course, with one on the front stack already, on the front fork, that's going to make things a bit awkward. I'm going to slow my cruise control right down. To 10 miles an hour. Just want to get around this corner before I start fiddling with it again. Actually, we can go a little bit faster than that maybe. Let's go to 15. And this will stop me from picking up speed going down these hills, which would be a genuine issue if I didn't have cruise control on. The weight pushing behind me would just get me going faster and faster and faster, especially coming up to a corner like this. If I hit the brakes, see, I'm not even slowing down. I take my finger off the brake and I immediately start to accelerate. There we go, just free rolling at the moment, no throttle applied. And it's holding at 13 at the moment, but as soon as I hit another slight dip, then my speed is going to start increasing again. And that looks like a dip coming up. If not on the approach to the corner, then certainly mid-corner. There we go, I'm already picking up a bit more speed, look. I need to be really careful going, because some of these corners are quite tight, and that's going to have a very high centre of gravity, that trailer, which means it will try and step out or roll on me if I'm not careful. Engage cruise control. Oh god, that camera is so frustrating. can't wait for the disable camera collisions mod to make its way over to 19. There we go. Like, again, I'm just freewheeling at the moment. Flattens out a bit, which is why the speed's bleeding off a little bit. But going around that corner with that dip, we did start to pick up speed. And I do not want to have to spend another 20 minutes sorting this trailer out. Plus, if it does tip over, I don't think I'm going to have enough weight on my New Holland as is to even attempt to rewrite it. So I'm going to have to basically unstrap all the bales and reload the thing from scratch. I do not want to have to do that. So, yeah, taking it very careful. And then you can see the speed picking up. It's too fast. It's too fast. Ooh. Getting nervous. Tight corner coming up as well. And now we've got that 10% gradient just here. Going to pick up some speed going down here, that's for sure. Yeah, definitely picking up some speed. Oh, I don't like that acceleration. That looks too strong. Okay, so a tight roundabout turn here. I've got to be careful I don't clip the curb as well, because that could upset the balance. There we go. Right. We made it. So, let's pull in and try dropping a bale here. See, A, if it will sell, and B, if it'll produce digestate. Let's just detach from the trailer. No, we can't. So that's something that a lot of people tried to do. Obviously we could sell silage bales there, but you know, we cannot sell a hay bale. Obviously people in 17 figured out that you could sell hay bales and straw bales and get digestate at the BGA as well in 17. Does not appear to be an option here in 19. So we have to very carefully do a 180 and head on to our intended target, which is the barn. Sell off a trailer full of bales, see how much money we can make. I'm going to let that car go through. Do not want to get bounced. There we go. Right, I'll see you at the barn. Oh, my bales are wobbling and wiggling and trying to escape from the straps. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Ah, this is terrifying. And it's shifting the weight of the trailer as well. Some of these loose bales on the top, they're going to get pushed off. It's going to happen. I can just... Oh, no. Am I driving on flat, smooth ground as well? I don't understand why they're all of a sudden driving on a smooth, flat, level road. It's causing them to freak out in such a way. Look at it. It's trying to pull itself apart. Oh, no, I'm going to have to get my speed up a little bit, I think. Just make sure I can actually get there. Oh, this is bad. This is so bad. I can see the trailer leaning. Oh, no, 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 no! Come on, can I right myself? I don't think I can. I'm just flopping on the ground like a dead fish. Come on. Come on. I hate baling. I hate baling. Oh, god damn it. I should have saved. I should have saved. And now I'm stuck like this. And I don't know if there's any way I'm going to be able to... At least the bales have calmed down, but... I don't think I'm going to be able to lift this up. I really don't. I'd be amazed if I can. What a disaster. Yeah, I'm not lifting it up. What about if I can pull it over? Maybe that'll help. Something with more weight and more power would be able to do this. I don't think this has got what it needs in terms of weight and power. Plus there's the reach. I just don't have the reach to hook in where I need to hook in. No. That's a lost cause. If I reset that, the trailer's going to disappear. The bales are just going to go everywhere, and some might even go in the river. Oh dear. Oh! He's just pushing me off the road. Well, thanks, I think. I wonder, can I push this enough to maybe right it a little bit? This is not very good at all. I just want to sell the bales and make a little bit of money. Is that so? Oh, we got it. No. Oh, god damn it. I thought I had it for a second then, and now I can't move my tractor. Right, well, I think if we try that again, we might actually be able to do it. Oh god, this goddamn camera constantly zooming in. No. Please just let me right my trailer. Go on. Keep going. Now, a little bit more. No. No, I'm going to pull it back down again. Right, detach the bale spikes. There we go. So we've got a rogue bale that we've got left in a field. I don't care about that. I'm just more just happy that I've managed to right this and get it the right way up. So disaster potentially averted, although if this happens again we're completely screwed, because I might not be able to get my forks back. Let's make our way over to the barn as carefully as we possibly can and hope that the bales do not, go into another little frenzy again. on the final approach to the barn. Quite a steep hill, as you can see. I'm struggling here at just 7 miles an hour. Probably because I've got too many bales on the back of the trailer. But we are getting there slowly, and I think I'm done with baling. I think what I might well do is I might look at selling my baler and this trailer, and or at least, you know, selling the round bale trailer, the round baler. Go back to either square bales or get one of the new loading wagons and just load loose material. That might be better. So we'll start to sell these bales. There we go, and we made 12 grand. Nearly 13 grand in bales. I'm okay with that. That's not bad. You've still got a load more bales to shift. I'll see how that goes, and then I might relent and stick with the round baler. But for now, I'm of the opinion it's just more hassle than it's worth trying to move round bales on this trailer. And with the sheer number that we've generated, I think maybe a forage wagon or a loading wagon might be a better choice. So I'll think about that as I get rid of the rest of the bales. And I will see you with another episode of Felsbrunn Farm very soon.